After we have everything all hooked up, we want to make sure it hooks up okay. So the first thing to do is go to your 3D plumbing and just check it out and make sure it looks kind of like what you were thinking of. And that does look like what I'm thinking of. Here's my incoming line, comes up high. Some of it goes over to this bathroom, and here's all my little connectors, and another bathroom, and another connector, and another connector, and it all looks pretty good. So then I can do my analyze, and I can show disconnects of my pipe. And oh, a whole bunch show up. But down here, I would go, oh yeah, I get it. I've got my hot water that I haven't connected in my drain. So I would expect that. And here I have my drain. My drain isn't hooked up. So every lavatory should have two disconnects, and every water closet should have one. And then just my hose bibs shouldn't have any. And you can see my mechanical equipment is up here. But I think I've got pretty good. What I'm really looking for is making sure that all of my piping is properly hooked up. So once that happens, again, I'm on Analyze. I can go to Show Disconnects and I can turn off the piping disconnects. And that gives me a nice view of what everything looks like. Okay, the next thing I can do is really cool. I can click on my domestic cold water and it's got all this stuff showing up. I can do something called a system inspector, which is kind of neato. I can go through and I can look and see how many GPM I think there's going to be. This is useful just for kind of checking things out to see if it's going in kind of how you think it will. Okay, but the most important one is when I click on that and I go to my Analyze, I can do something called a pipe pressure loss report. Pipe pressure loss report. And this is critical. First of all, if it doesn't run, I have a problem. And if it does run, I get to figure out my residual pressures. So this one's really critical. I'm going to run this now. Click domestic cold water. That's what I want. Click and oh, it's going to run it for me. That's cool. And you can just leave all this in here. It's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. And I've already done it once. I knew it was going to work. And I give it a name. Yep, let's replace it. And it's going to pop up as a little report here. And so that's really cool. For every single segment, I can see what the pressure loss is in it. And if I keep going down, I get to something called critical path. Critical path. And that means that, remember I said that your residual pressure has to do with pressure loss. So this is the one you're going to want. We're going to do that in another little video in a moment, but you need to be able to find this thing called critical path. And then if you can do that, if you can see the disconnects and you can see that it looks like what you want, and it looks like everything's all hooked up, then you're good to go.